Hello, programmers! We're going to talk about a simple concept that sometimes confuses my beginning programmers. I've got this little two-line Matlab program. X is equal to dog, Y is equal to cat. Let's represent that visually. I've got two cups to represent the spots in memory, one for X, one for Y. Now all I need is a dog and a cat to put in those spots in memory. So I am going to create this little purple balloon dog to put in that one cup in memory, and we will fast forward and put that balloon dog in X, and now all I need is a balloon cat to go in Y. So I'll get a different color balloon and make my cat head, and then the body. Alright, so far so good. And then we'll take this cat and we'll put it in the position Y. All right, so far so good, nothing confusing yet. We can double check in Matlab that we do have a dog in X and a cat in Y by just typing X in our command window and seeing that X has a dog. And if you type Y, Y has a cat. We can also look in the workspace and we can see that X has a dog, Y has a cat. Nothing confusing yet. But what happens if I tell you, I want you to swap the contents of these two spots in memory so that after your program, then the cat's going to be in Y and the dog's going to be in X. So this confuses a lot of beginning programmers. The first thing they want to try is these two assignment statements. So X is equal to Y, Y is equal to X. That seems logical to swap those two spots in memory, but let me show you what's going to happen. So we start with the first statement, X is equal to Y. Well, we take our spot in memory X, and it's not that we steal the cat from Y in memory. What we actually do is we make another copy of the contents of what's in Y. We take that copy and we put it in X, and our dog is gone, and we've got a cat in X and a cat in Y. And then our next assignment statement, Y is equal to X, well, Y is actually going to get a copy of what's in X, which is another cat. So we've got lots of orange cats floating around here, but we didn't achieve what we wanted to achieve. And we look at Matlab, and yeah, in our workspace, it's nothing but cats. So let's try that again. We'll start over with X is equal to dog, and Y is equal to cat. And then this time, there's nothing stopping us from grabbing another spot in memory to use. Programmers sometimes in the beginning, they're afraid to use more spots, almost like you're paying for them. Well, we've got plenty of room in memory, so let's create another variable called temp, and we're going to give that a copy of X. Well, what does X have? X has that purple dog, so I'll take this purple dog, make a copy, and throw that into the spot in memory temp. What can we do next? Let's say X is equal to Y. And we tried that before, and it didn't work before because we lost our dog. But now that we have a copy of that dog, we're not afraid of losing him. So I'm going to get a copy of what's in Y. And this time we're not scared of losing that because we have our copy. And we've got two cats in X and Y, just like we did before. But the difference is now, when we're trying to get the dog into Y, we can use temp. And again, we're not stealing this from temp, but we're making a copy of what's in temp and putting that in our spot in memory Y. So we've achieved our goal, is we have the cat in X and the dog in Y now, and we're quite happy, and we don't really care what's in temp. Let me show you a neat little trick if you don't have dogs and cats, but instead you have just integers. So if I have this Matlab program, X is equal to 4, Y is equal to 5, here's a little trick for swapping those two with just those two original variables. The first thing I'm going to do is set X equal to X times Y, so 4 times 5 is 20. And next I'm going to set Y to X divided by Y. So that's going to be 20 divided by 5. So my Y value is going to be 4. One final statement, I'm going to set X equal to X divided by Y. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. That's exactly what we wanted. We swapped those two original variables and we only used two spots in memory.